Comedian Rich Voss is in hot water. Don't you love when people say that? Here we go. This happened in Winnipeg, Canada. Winnipeg, Canada. Rich Voss, comedian. I don't know if you all are familiar with Rich Voss. Rich Voss is a New Jersey comic. He calls himself the legend Rich Voss. But he's a New York comic, and I'm a fan. He was a big part of Opie and Anthony, like before they even went to XM. So back when they were on WNEW, then he was there for all the XM, and he's still friends with Jim Norton and is on the show regularly. He's a fixture. He's a fixture in the American comedy scene. Is that a cliche? Kind of, I guess. Seemed appropriate to use. At least it wasn't douchey. American comedians' racist remarks spark a walkout at Winnipeg comedy show. Rich Voss won't be back at Rumors Comedy Club, general manager says. Really, dude? You banned him? Oh my God. Okay. An Ojibwe woman, she was at least 30 among at least 30 people who walked out of Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg on Friday due to a number of racist and homophobic comments they heard from the stage. If there's anything worse in life, it's hearing things you don't like. Oh God. How did she survive such an encounter? Kelsey Lanagan, I don't know, says she was almost immediately turned off by comedian Rich Voss's set, which includes what she called targeted harassment towards a table of Indigenous women. Yeah, I'm sure Voss, a comedian, just went up there, was like, oh, what are you guys, Indians? Fuck you. Just like hated on them for their race. I'm sure they weren't being obnoxious or talking when they weren't supposed to talk. So I'm sure these ladies were just, sitting there like, I really love stand-up comedy. He's like, you love stand-up comedy? F*** you. You're from a different race. I'm sure that's what he did. One of the things he said was, listen, lady, I'm not your sponsor. You need to go to your next AA meeting. He was making a joke about a talent show and saying that, these ladies would come up and make dream catchers. That's pretty funny. That would be their talent, to make a dream catcher. That's pretty fucking funny. You don't find the humor in that just because it had to do with her race? It's not funny. Yeah. So they're the same type of people who probably tweet like about some massive generalization about white men and don't see the irony that they're offended when someone else would just use something about their race in a joke. It's like not even negatively. It's more talking to how basic they are. Not like that would be their only skill. It's not that they're like, it's bad to make a dream catcher. It's just, oh my God. Some people, why do you go to comedy shows? Like, what do you expect to find there? Like, go to a TED Talk. Go to a Hannah Gadsby show. You know what I mean? You're just going to go to a random club of a comedian you don't know, and then when you don't like what he says, you fucking walk out and make an article about it? Christ. The American comedian also made a joke about hoping the women would get ticketed for driving under the influence on the way home. So they were probably drunk. They were probably loud and obnoxious and drunk. And he's trying to shut them up because that's what you do at a comedy club when someone's talking during your set. You try to shut them up because it's not their show. It's the comedian's show. You're not interesting. If you were, you'd be on stage, okay? Shut up, lady. Lanagan, who is from, come on, that can't be a real thing. Pine Moontang? Come on, what? Pine Mootang. Sounds funny. Pine Mootang ain't nothing to fuck with. Pine Mootang ain't nothing to fuck with. First Nation says the table of women left in the middle of his tirade. Like he's just angry up there. No one else is laughing. No one else is enjoying the show. He's just melting down on these women making racist comments. I'm sure that's exactly how it played out. You're not just being an entitled fucking broad. I'm sure. When she reached them, she said they were upset. Oh no. Oh, and she left the club to follow to make sure. Oh, God. Oh, this little savior. Ooh, you're such a good person. You don't laugh at jokes and you make sure entitled people are okay. Lanagan, who is from the Pinamuda, says the table of women left in the middle of his tirade and she left the club to follow them to make sure they were okay. When she reached them, she said they were upset. Not upset. A woman was upset? This is a news story. Oh, that definitely should be front page. I don't know why Biden hasn't addressed this just yet. Maybe because it happened in Canada. Well, I await Trudeau's press conference. Why can't we be able to come out for a night of fun night out without our indigeneity? Ew. Our indigeneity being brought up without that being the center of his jokes and attacks. Ooh, it shouldn't even be brought up. Wear a mask. Wear a bag over your head so that no one can tell what race you are, so it'll never be mentioned. To see my sisters and my relatives being treated this way, you get this sense of protection. Also, she was outside the auditorium for part of his set. Lanagan said she could hear Voss continuous comments about the women. Yeah, they were probably obnoxious. Did you consider maybe they were in the wrong first? Did that cross your mind? And he was doing what comics do when they get heckled or when someone's being obnoxious in the crowd. They trash their life. They make it sure it's so brutal, no one else has the balls to speak up, because if you show weakness, then all of a sudden you lose the crowd, and the crowd's now like against you and can take you down. You are in control of that room as a comedian. You have to be, and that's how you do it. You're like a lion tamer with like a whip and a chair. Get back! And that's what he was doing, and he smashed her. I'm sure she was being obnoxious. I don't even need to know the facts. I guarantee she was being insufferable. It completely ruined the evening and is hanging in our heads for the weekend. It's disgusting. Someone puts you in your place and you didn't like it. That sounds pretty fucking typical. Shelley Lavallee, one of the women who was directly insulted, oh my God, not directly insulted, my goodness, said in a statement to CBC News that she left the show feeling spiritually wounded. Come on. And he's not supposed to make fun of the fact you're a Native American when you say you were spiritually wounded. That's just like, it's wide open. How do you not? It should not be up to us to be prepared to toughen up our hearts and be equipped to laugh at the traumatic events. This is just like that G4 chick saying your feelings ruining my day, or you're something like no, that's absolutely right. Sometimes you're going to see and hear things in the world you don't like. And that's unfortunate. But you do have to learn how to deal with it. And you clearly have not. The Métis woman, they keep pointing out, it's amazing how they don't want anyone to point out their indigeneity, yet this article constantly points it out when they're the victims. Keep highlighting that, but if you're the asshole, well then, oh no, I'm a victim because I'm indigenous. You could be just a fucking bitch. Rumors Nightclub has an ethical responsibility. Oh, do they really? They have an ethical responsibility to ensure that all people are safe from insensitive racial ambushes. First of all, absolutely, they do not have an ethical responsibility to do anything but sell fucking tickets and make sure you don't get physically harmed. Your feelings, however, are not in that charter. And you can be trashed and insulted, especially if you're acting like an asshole. You broke the social contract, Scott. You broke the social contract. You got drunk and lippy with a professional insulter. And he insulted you professionally, and you didn't like it. Maybe you shouldn't go to comedy shows, Why don't you just hang out with all your other boring friends and just agree with each other? Don't be challenged. Don't hear anything you don't like. All of you just congratulate yourself, validate each other for being completely mediocre, and grow in zero ways. Because that's what it sounds like you want your life to be. And you can go do that anytime. God, I can't believe Voss got banned for this. Hilarious. Hilarious. Mark Turner, who was sitting at a table with Lanagan, said he felt uncomfortable throughout Voss's set. Yeah, he sounds like a prize. A man who felt uncomfortable, and you had the nuts to express that. You felt uncomfortable. Did you, bitch? Voss's set, including when the comedian used the word gay in a derogatory sense. Oh boy, I can't imagine. Once again, I don't know how anyone even survived this room. I don't know how they didn't just die there on the spot. He said gay negatively? Mark Turner, you sound fucking gay. But didn't want to make a scene because he was at a birthday party. Oh, it's a birthday party. So they're being loud. They're talking. There's a whole group of them. They think it's their show. I'm sure one of these girls, oh, God. However, he said everyone in the party eventually reached a breaking point. The one that he said that caused our table to go, right, that's it, we've had enough, and stand up and walk out in unison was when he said they should all go back to their fucking wigwam. That's hilarious. And they did. And they did. They all got up and went to their wigwam. Voss had a victory here. W for victory. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today. It's not working. I sound like fucking Voss. W for Voss. Way to go, buddy. Turner said, adding that particular comment was made toward the group of indigenous women after they had walked out. Oh, my God. It was clearly very racist. And nobody was really laughing. Yeah, I bet. If I was there, I would have laughed. That's funny. It just felt like a full-on racial attack, especially against the indigenous community. Shut up. No, it isn't. Someone being insulted is not an attack on the whole community. You don't speak for them. You can just be an asshole, by the way. I don't know if that ever occurred to you. Simply because you're part of a community doesn't mean you have like a shroud of protection from being a fucking asshole, which I'm certain you were. I wasn't there, and I guarantee it was the case. Oh, Schultz said he saw Voss become frustrated with them, and Schultz said the women were being loud and disrupting the show. Oh, shocker. What do you know? Bunch of fucking uppity broads got what was coming to them. That's what I say. It was very clearly racist, and nobody was really laughing at it. This is not Schultz. They're making it seem like he was saying that. Prior to his performance, Schultz said Voss had been clear to the security guard that he wanted to speak directly to hecklers or people who were talking during his set, and he didn't want the guard to intervene. What a fucking badass. Dude, you know how graceful that is, honestly, for a comic? Like, he's like, no. Don't. If hecklers, I want to deal with it. Because he wants to get the laughs. He wants to use the opportunity. So, woman, you could have just been kicked out the second. Voss could have just pointed at the guard and be like, get her out of here. And he would have done it. Because the club owner and booker said you were being disruptive. So, if that guy said that in this article where you're a racist tirade, then you would have absolutely been thrown out. 100%. If the club owner thought so, then you definitely were. So, Voss could have just been like, get him out. Get him out. Instead, he decided to let you play along, and he made fun of you. This is comedy. That's what this is. And so he made fun of you, and you didn't like it. Oh, go back to their wigwams. What? A mention about something related to my race. Oh, I've been pampered with bullshit my whole life, and you're not doing that. I can't deal with it emotionally. I have to fucking cry to the CBC. Afterwards, Schultz says he tried to educate Voss about how his jokes were perceived by the audience, and says the comedians seemed to have no idea how offensive they were. Schultzy! Listen, Schultz, why don't you go do your own material then? You go do this nice, non-offensive set, okay? And sell out the club. Oh, wait, you fucking can't. You need Voss, who's actually funny. So shut up. Don't give notes to the comedians. Just book them. That's it. And when the tickets sell and your drink sales go up because there's a good comic in town, you could just say thank you. Other than that, maybe get to work on your own hour and see if you can fill a club up, you self-righteous prick. You tried to educate Voss. He doesn't need your education, buddy. He's too stupid to be educated, okay? Schultz said the rest of Schultz says the rest of Voss's shows on the weekend went smoothly and nobody walked out. Weird. It's almost just like this one entitled asshole shouldn't have been there. Even so, he won't be booking Voss again. What a bitch. What a bitch. Way to go, Voss. Way to go there, Voss. Proud of you. Good for you, my friend.